Hey guys, you're watching me as new pair of glasses, and I'm making another video to follow up on my leaving the dome video where I talked about the SpaceX rocket launch and what was really happening during that time, and the difference between what they said was happening and what we witnessed. So I'm going to just clarify a little bit what I was saying and address some comments that people had made to that original video and talk more about what's really happening up there in the sky. So let's take a look. When you realize the truth and you put the pieces together about how our world really works, including the sky and the earth, then everything starts to make sense. And one of those things is the real reason that NASA does everything that it does, all its demonstrations, all its practice runs, all of its activities underwater. Now, they tell us that they do it underwater because it closely resembles outer space and zero gravity, but that's not the truth at all. The reason that they do everything that they do underwater is because they know that in the sky, underneath the electromagnetic dome and above, is water. So most people in the quote flat earth movement will tell you, yeah, there's probably water outside the dome or the firmament, but it's actually inside as well as outside. And what we're talking about is the electromagnetic dome. And they do all these things that they do to practice underwater is because they want to get up there and figure out a way to get out, and they know they're going to be in water. So that's why you'll see anything that was supposedly filmed in things like the fake moon landing and the fake space explorations, you'll see water bubbles, is because they were underwater. So we're going to go back to the 2017 SpaceX rocket launch and talk again about what it is that we saw up in the sky. Now, I said that they pierced the waters above. I never said they pierced the firmament or the dome. The firmament is not the dome. The dome is the electromagnetic field that no one can get through. But the waters underneath, which are lower in the evening, is what they pierced with the rocket. And that's what they were intending to do. So as you can see, if you look at bullets being shot underwater, the similarities of what that looks like with the rocket launch. So the problem with the typical flat earth community, anybody that identifies as a flat earther, is they don't tell you everything. They say, oh, the earth is flat and this is how we know, and they leave it at that. But to not ask more questions and to not take it any further is really suspicious, because there's always answers beyond the answers, right? Anybody who's seriously interested in the pursuit of the truth is not going to quit asking questions and say, okay, well, that's it, we're done. But they're not talking about the waters inside the electromagnetic dome. Now, the controllers, of course, they know there's water up there. They've been doing all they've been doing with NASA to figure out a way to get out. Now, they don't know that they can't get through it, but they're still going to try, and they have tried. And somebody asked the question, oh, so they tried this in broad daylight in front of everybody? Yeah, they did. Because they know that people are not going to understand what they're seeing. With the indoctrination and the brainwashing and the control from the time you enter school, they know that no one's going to understand what they're seeing. So yeah, they are going to do that in broad daylight, because everybody that believes the line of crap that the mainstream media outlets and figureheads are saying, they're watching it happen and they don't know what it is. So of course they're going to do that in front of everybody. Why wouldn't they? So let's talk about people that say, oh my gosh, if there's water up there, why wouldn't the water fall down on us? Well, if you understand that it's all about electromagnetism, you'll understand how water can absolutely levitate and be repelled by magnetism. And that's what you're seeing here is water that's being levitated in the air by magnetism. So that is what is keeping the water above us, above the atmosphere and into the atmosphere. So if you can imagine in this picture here that there would be water above that dome and underneath, and that would be what it looks like. So no, the water's not going to fall on us because it's being repelled upward. And the reason why I'm showing you these pictures in comparison to pictures with bullets being fired underwater or entering water is because you can see in this picture where the rocket was going up and the point at which it splashes and enters the water, which is that fatter area in the middle. That's where it enters, and then you can see the stream around the rocket. That is the water being pushed out on either side, like a bullet going underwater. And, you know, looking at these pictures enough and understanding what you're seeing, that you're actually seeing it enter the waters at an angle, in the same angle you would see a swimmer dive into a pool of water. That is what you were seeing with the rocket above. So here's another image of that SpaceX rocket entering the atmosphere and then the water. So is it now starting to make sense why NASA is doing what they're doing underwater? It's got nothing to do with zero gravity or outer space, because there is no outer space. There's nothing out there remotely of what they say that there is. And I can imagine if you've found your way to my channel, then you probably in some way know that or have heard that it's not outer space at all. So again, they didn't pierce the dome because they can't get through it. They don't have the technology to get through it. But they definitely tried, and they tried on multiple occasions. On the 21st in Southern California of December 2017, on the 26th in Russia. And similar rockets have been filmed in different times and different years that look exactly the same. So I just want to tell you that if you are one of the people that are talking to me about Elon Musk and you're talking to me about a Tesla car in space, you do not belong here. You need to go, and don't bother commenting, because none of that is true. That is all fiction. I've had people come on and say that what I'm talking about is fiction. No, 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 no. What you're being fed by the controllers is fiction. If this is the first one of my videos you've seen, then you are actually being exposed to the truth for the first time. So if you don't understand that Elon Musk and all these different, like, quote, scientists and, corporation CEOs and inventors, if you think that these are really people doing what they say that they're doing, you have no business being here. Don't bother commenting, because they are just a face and an actor put up by the controllers in front of the public. None of that is true. Everything that you have been taught has been a lie. And unless you can start from scratch and unwind everything you've been told from the time you entered school, you don't have a chance to ever figure out the truth. You have to start from what you know to be true, not what you've been told. If that's the case, stick around. You might want to check out more of my videos, and to find out more of the specifics of the science behind how it works, the real science, then check out my partner Brian Austin Lambert 33 channel. Watch his series from the beginning so that you can understand how it works and you don't ask questions that have already been answered, you can go over there and watch his series, and to find out in more detail about some of the things that we're covering, then stick with my channel as well. And that's all I have for you guys today. So everybody stay safe, be good to one another, and as always, God bless.